हमारी आवाज आ रही है जूही? हमारी आवाज आ रही है जूही? आप अपना स्पीकर ऑन करें। कुछ बोलिए आप, हमारी आवाज आप तक आ रही है?
ये सर अभी आ रही है।
गुड आफ्टरनून जूही। आप अपने हॉबीज के बारे में बताइए।
मैम योर वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर टू मी।
गुड आफ्टरनून जूही, और एम आई ऑडिबल?
मैम आई एम अनेबल टू हियर यू।
हमारी आवाज आ रही है?
ये सर अभी आ रही है।
अच्छा जूही, आप
गुड आफ्टरनून सर। गुड आफ्टरनून मैम।
ओके, गुड आफ्टरनून।
आप अपने हॉबीज के बारे में बताइए जूही।
Ma'am, I enjoy gardening. At the same time, I want to keep myself updated and therefore I enjoy reading newspaper. And I also love cleanliness as well as to arrange things around myself. So in my free time, I love arranging things because this also gives me a sort of mental peace.
अच्छा, okay Juhi, so when you develop this hobby as a gardening, when you develop this hobby?
Ma'am, this was during the COVID lockdown that I had nothing else to do. So I started gardening at my terrace itself. Today, I have a number of plants, for example, tomato. I have chili in my own terrace.
Okay, so can you tell me the scientific name of chili?
Sorry, ma'am, I do not know that.
Tomato, scientific name?
Sorry, ma'am, I do not know that.
Achha, so what type of fertilizers do you use in your garden?
Ma'am, it's manure. That is the use of the cow dung.
Okay, natural.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jyoti, your another hobby is reading newspaper, right? So which kind of newspaper
Yes,
is that? English newspaper or Hindi one?
sir, I do read English newspaper.
Can you name the editor of the Hindu newspaper or Times of India? Who is the editor of Hindu or Times of India?
Sir, I remember that it was started by Subramaniam Shiva, but I do not remember the present editor.
Okay, which newspaper? You usually use which newspaper?
Sir, I read the Hindu.
Hindu, okay. Do you think in nowadays the journalism is going to be destroyed our political system or democracy?
Sir, this would be an adverse statement since democracy's fourth pillar is based on journalism. However, there have been certain diversions in the quality of journalism, but we cannot point out that it would destroy the democracy because there are still certain good journalists and journalism plays a very important role, be it from the perspective of a society or be it to aware the citizens like us. It also keeps a check on the political parties.
Do you think in India, in the name of social media, most of the people just are used to criticize the country's policy? Is that right for the country?
So democracy is based on the concept of deliberation. And therefore, positive criticism, it is helpful for the country. However, criticism which deteriorates our global image or any such criticism which leads to the communal violence or the social tension, such criticism should not be allowed. However, positive criticism, it is good for democracy.
After doing MBA, just you have completed your MBA. So, what is your basic purpose to do MBA?
Sir, I haven't completed my MBA.
Just you have done, you have completed MBA and is currently working in Excel Dynamics.
So that was about my siblings.
Okay, not.
Sir, I think I wrote that under the paragraph.
And who is chartered accountant?
So my elder sister is a chartered accountant.
So right now, what are you doing? I think. What are you pursuing any course?
Ma'am, I completed my graduation in the year 2020,
In
and
which
since then
subject?
I've been preparing for civil services.
In which
So
subject?
political science honors. So political science honors from Vinoba Bhave University.
In which year?
In the year 2020.
Why do you like? Why you have chosen political science? Why you have chosen political science?
Ma'am, it was after my 12th that I was preparing for civil services. I came across the book of political science and I found it quite interesting. The study of the constitution, the study of how the political system works, this attracts me and therefore I chose this subject.
So if someone wants to visit Hazaribagh, so what are the scenario there and what are the different places one can watch there in Hazaribagh?
Sir, as far as the scenic places are concerned, we have Hazaribagh Jheel, Canary Hill, Silvar Hill, we have Barso Pani, we have Urban Heart, Hazaribagh National Park, and as far as religious sites are concerned, we have one of the 51 Shakti Peeths, that is Ma Bhadrakali Temple.
You have taken your local language paper, Khurtha, I think?
No, sir, that was English. My paper was English.
Okay, your paper was English.
Yes, sir.
Few days ago, a local language problem protest is going on Jharkhand. Okay, have you heard?
No, sir, I haven't heard anything about that.
Acha, Juhi, which animal is protected in Hazaribagh National Park? Do you know?
Ma'am, the national park is not about any specific animal. Rather, it is about the protection of the entire biodiversity together with the plants and the animals.
What is biosphere region? Then what is biosphere region?
So Biosphere Reserve is an international designation that is given by UNESCO under the MAP program. It was started in the year 1971. The purpose of this is to identify such sites where the conservation is together with the participation of the people.
Can you name any of the movement of Vinoba Bhave? Name of any movement?
So the famous movement of Vinoba Bhave has been the Bhudan movement conducted in the year 1951.
Have you heard Antyodaya movement? Antyodaya program of
Yes,
Vinoba
sir.
Bhave? What was
Yes,
it?
sir.
What was it?
So the word Antyodaya itself is self-explanatory, where Ant refers to, that is the benefits of the program should reach to the most deprived sections of the society. It talks about the universal upliftment of all.
Juhi, can you tell me there are how many national parks in Jharkhand?
Ma'am, 32 national parks.
How much?
32.
She is asking about Jharkhand.
Ma'am, I'm not very sure.
You have qualified for CDS examination.
Yes, sir.
Finally selected or?
So presently I'm waiting. Sir, I have qualified for the written examination and the SSB is still pending.
Okay. In which year?
It's in the year 2022. So this year itself.
What is difference between CDS and NDA?
So CDS is about the Chief Defense Staff, which includes the official activities also, while ND is totally related to the defense activities in the field.
Just you have mentioned here CDS UPSC. Is that Chief of Defense Staff or Combined Defense Services?
So that is Chief of Defense Staff.
Okay. What are the problems at present going on in Jharkhand regarding Chief Minister?
So the major issue that we have regarding Chief Minister is the political stability. Since the formation of Jharkhand, we have seen the era of political instability.
No.
However, the things are
I
improving
am
now.
asking about the present mining matter. When Election Commission
So
just gives notice to the Chief Minister. What is the issue? Election
Sir, I'm not very
Commission
well aware of this.
Election Commission has given notice to Hemant Soren. So just I want to know about the issue.
Sir, I'm not well aware on this.
Okay, who is the governor of Jharkhand at present?
Sri Ramesh Bias.
You would like to join in JPSC in which priority job? Is that administrative service or police service?
So my first preference is for administrative service.
What is the reason behind it?
So because administrative services provides a very unique combination of diversity where it is not concerned about a routine job. Secondly, from a career perspective, this will lead to my career growth rather than a career stagnation. From the financial perspective also, I do not have to worry about my livelihood. And overall, based on the work profile, I will also be getting the decision-making powers so that I can be the part of the solution making to the people.
Juhi, how can you help in the administration with your political science subject?
So political science was also about the study of the laws. For instance, I know about the fundamental duties, the fundamental rights, as well as what is expected from the state under the directive principles of state policy. Secondly, I also understand about the political behavior. We were also taught about the different concepts such as rights, equality, the theories of the justice. So these ideas have already been inculcated in me.
Naxalite is the major problem of different states, including Jharkhand. So, what do you think about the problem and what can be the solution of Naxalite?
So Naxalism would require a multifolded strategy today, which would include the developmental strategy, the strategy on the psychological front, and it would also require the security related aspects. For instance, on the developmental strategy, we can go, it is not a matter of coincidence that generally Naxalism develops in those regions which are already underdeveloped. Because attracting the people with the ideology of Naxalism becomes important in those regions. So my first priority would be the developmental front. The second would be the security related aspect, which would include measures such as better strengthening of our police forces, better surveillance, better interstate coordination, etc. And the third would be the psychological operations, which would include building trust between the local people as well as the police forces. And it would also include the measures, recent
What
measures
is your
taken by
opinion?
the government.
What is your opinion about India's stand regarding Ukraine-Russia matter?
So presently, India is following the stand of the policy of neutrality, which in my opinion is apt according to the situation. Because India, along with maintaining international peace, we have to maintain a strategic autonomy as well. So India has abstained from the interference in this issue, but at the same time, we are also working in order to de-escalate the tensions at the borders, because that is detrimental to the global peace
What is
and
your
that can also affect our
standpoint?
security.
What is your standpoint?
Sir, I'm hardworking. At the same time, I believe that I and I as well as between my friends and my family.
Juhi, can you name some other Juhi who is famous in the different sector in the country?
So one is Juhi Chawla, who is famous for her acting skills.
Or anyone?
And sir, I remember, sorry sir?
Or anyone?
Sir, I remember Juhi even in my personal life. And recently she has qualified the medical examination. So in my personal life, I know two Juhi.
And you don't know about the eminent personalities? Not we are not asking about the daily life persons. We are asking about the eminent personalities, like someone
Ma'am,
who some kind of services. Do you know someone?
ma'am, ma'am, I can only recall is Juhi Chawla at this time.
Acha, do you know who published the first newspaper in India?
Augustus Hickey, and the title was Bengal Gazette.
And your hobby is one hobby is also gardening, right? So, do you know about the bonsai plants?
Yes, ma'am, these are those plants with a limited height, mainly used for the purpose of decoration.
And can you tell me something about the horticulture?
Horticulture refers to the growing of the fruits. Today, India is emerging as one of the leading sectors in horticulture, where we have been the largest exporter of mangoes. We are also developing ourselves in the other fruits such as grapes as well as banana.
What do you think about yourself in next 5 years?
Sir, I see myself as a civil servant in the next 5 years with at least one promotion.
So after getting selection in JPSC, if you get opportunity to join civil services IAS, then I think you left JPSC.
So till date, I haven't started my preparation for UPSC. So sir, I'm doubtful for that.
At present time, so many political parties just announce for the free things, free electricity,
Yes, sir.
free food, and each and everything. Do you think it is better for the country's economy?
Sir, I do not support these ideas of the government where they are providing the freebies in the name of populist measures. Had it been the real concern of the society, that would be a part of the government's developmental strategy. But announcing something only for the purpose of election, this will create a regressive impact on the economy. So, for instance, the government provides free electricity or the government waives off the electricity of the farmers at a time, especially when it is near to the elections. This creates a regressive impact because even the people who are ready to pay the electricity, they themselves would not pay the next time. And therefore, it is not good for the overall culture of the society. At the same time, it also creates unnecessary financial burden on the economy. And the money that could have been saved, that could have been put to better usage for the purpose of development.
At present, a unique thing is going on in the country with religions like Namaz versus Hanuman Chalisa. So,
Yes, sir.
do you think this kind of things should be stopped in the country? And what are the solutions regarding such kind of controversy?
So I totally believe that religion has to be a binding force rather than a divisive force. India being a secular country, we should not destroy the ideas of the framers of our constitution. Every religion is based on certain principles, be it Hinduism or be it Islam. And even the Supreme Court is also of the opinion that we should not interfere with the basic religious practices, be it Hanuman Chalisa or be it the use of the loudspeakers in the masjid. This is something totally personal to a religion.
So,
However, if there are
one
certain
can use
practices,
loudspeaker for their religion, in your opinion?
so every religion uses the loudspeakers, be it Hinduism or be it Islam. So it
But
only
don't
depends
think,
upon the matter of time and circumstance. Otherwise, all
but
the religions use loudspeakers.
Supreme Court has said about the sound pollution, noise pollution, and how to control this situation according to you?
So firstly, there should be the sound levels that should be set. If we use the loudspeakers, if we use the loudspeakers, if we use the loudspeakers, then certain sound limits should be set, as well as the time limit should be set. For instance, the usage of the speakers now during the night should be totally avoided. And we should also not be using this in the sensitive regions. For instance, the regions of the hospitals or the no-zone areas such as the schools.
Okay, Juhi. Acha, Juhi, you have also appeared in the CDS exam, right? So can you tell me
Yes,
what is
ma'am.
the term length of CDS, Chief of Defense Staff? What is the term length of CDS? Do you know?
Uh, Ma'am, it is up to 35 years for the unmarried females.
No, I'm not asking about the age, I'm asking about the years, the number of years or the period, the time.
Ma'am, I guess it's 25 years.
Like a president serves a country for how many years? In that
A
way,
president serves the country normally for 5 years.
5 years. Are you sure?
Ma'am, president serves the country for a period of 5 years.
I'm asking about the CDS.
Ma'am, the chief of defense staff also serves the country for a period of 5 years.
Are you